Well, Keenan, Alicia, a lot of people have been watching this hearing, watching this case play out. That 1931 law, of course, at the center of all of this. Right now, it's not being enforced, but there was a lot of emotion in this courtroom yesterday. A lot is at stake here. That decision, whatever it will be, is going to impact millions of Michigan women. Now, those two county prosecutors, their attorney, arguing that whether or not to enforce that law should be up to them, not the Whitmer administration. And today at 10:30, the judge ultimately will decide whether to issue a more long-term pause on that controversial law. Wednesday, the state called witnesses, including medical experts, to talk about the public health implications of Michigan's 1931 law, outlawing the procedure unless the life of the mother is at risk. Thursday, much of the day was spent hearing from the county prosecutor's witnesses, including a PhD who studied abortion and mental health, the state at times questioning her credibility.
Abortion increases risk for mental health problems by 81%.
Her studies and her testimony has been found to be unreliable.
Research and analyzing research objectively, and it doesn't align with a political mission, then there's going to be attacks.
A central argument from county prosecutors is that the 1931 law is not vague, something the state has argued. Here's their attorney, David Kalman, speaking with his witness, a doctor in gynecology.
An ectopic pregnancy ever lead to a full-term birth in normal track? Does it threaten the life of the mother?
Always.
And so under the statute as you understand it, would the ending of an ectopic pregnancy violate the statute?
No.
That same witness grilled by the state during cross over abortion data in Michigan, prompting this back and forth between counsel.
These are not proper objections, Your Honor. He's harassing my client. He can disagree with her.
Questions on cross-examination.
That's been asked.
Kalman arguing the people of Michigan should decide this issue legislatively. The state closed centering back on public health.
I have to highlight the significance of these issues to 2 million women in the state of Michigan. It's incredibly important that they not be injured while the court takes the time necessary to consider the issues.
And while the court takes the time necessary, that is a reference to the Michigan Supreme Court, which is expected to ultimately decide whether that 1931 law is in fact legal. The state really seeing this case as sort of a placeholder, making sure that abortion access remains legal in the state of Michigan in the meantime. That, of course, is what they are hoping for. That decision coming down this morning at 10:30. We, of course, will have live coverage for you here and continuing coverage throughout the day on this very important and heated issue here in the state of Michigan. Reporting live in Pontiac this morning, Jen Shantz, 7 Action News.
There's certainly a lot of eyes will be on that courtroom, and of course, we'll be there breaking it all down. Thank you so much, Jen.